Pleased to say that Kudlow host Larry Kudlow joins us now. And there is an interesting economic theory floating around in that interview that we can tax our way out of a deficit instead of economically grow our way out of a deficit. What do you think?
You know, it's interesting. Janet Yellen's a very distinguished person, by the way, but she's very crafty. Using 2019 for real wages, when in fact real wages have fallen 5 or 6% during the Biden years. I know they went up during the Trump years. I remember well, and that's why he's ahead in the polls everywhere. The other thing is, their budget, just to step back for a second, doesn't show anything close to a balanced budget even over 10 years. And really, you're at low unemployment, the economy is decent, the inflation rate is moderated. If revenues are at an all-time high right now, despite their tax increases, and if you can't show a balanced budget now, when are you going to show a balanced budget? I think that's an important point. Now, I know these 10-year estimates never pan out, but when you make policy, I've been involved in this for a long time. We have former OMB Director Russ Vought coming on our show tonight to talk about this. You're supposed to show balance. And that is a tradition that's worth preserving nowadays. Instead, they're going to borrow another 20 trillion some odd in the next 10 years. And that includes, you know, pluperfect economic conditions, which you never really had. I mean, I think that's the problem. Raising taxes, spending more, and borrowing more, and there's no restraint in the budget.
Well, and there's also a reliance in that budget on some growth they think they're going to deliver that I don't see heavy regulation, Green New Deal type policy providing. You're the growth guy, Larry. Do you see the kind of growth they're talking about?
Yeah, well, I haven't. Are there estimates? They're still hovering around 2%, I think, in the longer run. I haven't looked at those numbers, the OMB numbers. The CBO baseline gets you to 2% in the long run. That's sort of a Washington convention. There's never any recessions in these things.
Right.
So, but no, the taxes are going to hurt a lot if they ever went through. None of that stuff's going to get through. One thing she misspoke about, which Biden keeps speaking about, and I'm surprised, again, because Yellen is very smart and has a very distinguished resume. But the wealthiest people, the so-called billionaires, which they characterize as 100 million, which is not exactly a billion, but putting that aside.
Need an extra zero.
You know, the fact remains their tax rate is not 8%. They're using this phony convention where they add income from unrealized capital gains. That is a law that never passed. Yeah. Okay, and they keep using this. They've used it for 3 years, and it's gotten Pinocchios from everybody, including the Washington Post. The reality is, the top 1% pay almost half of the federal income tax, okay? And even if you did average tax rates for billionaires, they're running upwards of 25 to 30%. So it's really patently false. Ms. Yellen knows this because she's a very smart lady, but she's just trying to back up the president, who is incapable of telling the truth about any of this.
Can we talk about TikTok, House passing the bill
I'm
to
100%
divest?
for it.
Or we're going to ban you?
Terrific. You're either going to ban TikTok or ByteDance got to sell it off. The time is long past for this. It's a big spying and surveillance operation. It fills kids' heads up with very bad things that we don't need to talk about today. And I think the Congress is right. And I'm thrilled that so far there's bipartisan support for this. 100%. I can't wait.
Does it go quickly to the Senate? Yeah, well, to that point?
Well, I hope so. I mean, we're going to have a lot of support in the Senate, but we'll see. You know, President Biden says he's in favor of this. If he's in favor of this, then it'll get to the Senate, it'll pass. We'll see about that. But the policy is very sound. And by the way, it says it's only 4 countries. It's China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. That's the list where you can actually ban an app. Some people are saying this would allow the government to ban all apps and censor. That's not true. They're very careful about this in the bill. TikTok needs to be sold out, or else that's it. Breaking up is hard to do, but now's the time to break up. That was a great song, by the way. Do you remember Breaking Up?
Last night. It's a good song.
It's just interesting, though. Former President Trump wanted the ban. Now he's reversed his stance. He's looking at social media altogether. I mean, we're 5 seconds.
Trump is now figuring out, he said, let Congress do it. That's where he should be. But he knows it's a bad idea.
Larry, we love you. Thanks for being here. We'll see